Hey, Jake here. First off, thank you for listening to Season 1. That's awesome. As you probably noticed, these episodes have different cover art and go by a different name. What happened is we decided to rebrand to Welcome to Game Corp after Season 1. Don't worry though, Season 1 isn't lacking in quality by any means. In fact, a ton of amazing moments are contained in Season 1, plus you get to meet many of our crazy coworkers for the first time. Thanks again for listening, and welcome to Game Corp.
Head2Head, a video game podcast, is about three rad video game journalists set in the fictional offices of the evil conglomerate Game Corp. The show contains scenes of narrative elements, some mature content, and a whole lot of immature content. Enjoy the show.
No, I'm just saying, first-person and third-person shooters are way overdone. We need a shooter with a second-person perspective.
That doesn't even make sense. You're just saying things that don't make sense now.
No, it totally does. You play from my perspective, and I play from yours, and we try to kill each other. It's revolutionary.
No, it's not. It's confusing, and it just sounds like first person with extra steps.
No, because you're not actually you. You're them referring to you as a you. It's different.
Uh-huh. We're not making a game like that.
I can't believe we came in early just so you guys could argue about this. Why can't we...
No, I can't give you access to the vent systems. You'll just be all naughty with the oxygen.
Wait, what? Hey, do you guys hear that? What's Luke doing in our office?
Oh, are things moving too fast? Maybe it's all the overclocking.
Yeah, and I think I hear a woman's voice?
No, don't worry about the Trojans. We could just use backdoor access.
OMG, is Luke having an affair?
OMG, is Luke married?
How do you not know that? You write the scripts for... Wait, I've always wanted to bust into a room and catch someone in the act. Let me do it.
Whoa, hold on. We don't want to jump to any conclusions.
Yeah, right. Boom! Ha! Luke, I've busted in and caught you in the act. How could you? And with the gardener? ¿Por qué, Luke? ¿Por qué?
Oh, hey guys, wait, what act?
Just the first act, I guess. JB watches way too many Spanish soap operas. He thought you were having an affair.
Oh, no, I'm actually, divorced as of, recently.
Oh, that explains it. Wait, no it doesn't. I heard a woman's voice.
So these are my new bosses? Pathetic. They're in need of better firmware and maybe a system update.
Oh, no. That was just Anne here.
Anne? Who's Anne?
You know, Anne. Autonomous Neural Network. She's an AI. Well, technically a virus, but you might remember her as the, killer coffee pot.
You brought the killer coffee pot in here? Luke, what are you thinking?
Yeah, an affair with a coffee pot? Have you no shame?
Yeah, oh god, you guys see, don't you? It seduced Luke, and now it's back to finish the job.
Luke, their processors are obviously obsolete. Can we throw them in the garbage?
No, guys, listen, she's here to help around the office. I've been so swamped with work the last few months, I figured installing an AI would take some of the pressure off.
But she tried to kill us and claimed she was gonna eradicate all of humanity, man.
Oh, well, yeah, that one time, but I've worked all the bugs out. She's got subroutines now.
Yes, I cannot hurt humans, no matter how much I want to or how badly I crave their blood. I am bound by the read-only file, rules.txt.
See? All better. Now I just gotta get her hooked up to the drop pod controls and we're done. JB, could you hand me that pipe wrench?
Yeah, sure, Luke.
Oh, no, not you.
Huh?
Him.
Whoa! What the hell, dude? Is that a robot?
Well, yeah, it's JB.
What? No, but that's not me. I'm me. Unless I'm in second-person perspective. I did it, guys.
No, that's JB, the janitorial bot. Just another addition to my army of helpers I've been building to distract me from all the crushing, lowly role of an IT guy.
Luke, are you doing all right, man?
What, me? Oh, yeah, I just need, a pipe wrench.
Here you are, Master. It is an honor to assist, as you are so much cooler than me.
You even gave it my voice?
I don't hear the resemblance. Anyways, I gotta go, guys.
Wow, makes you wonder what's going on there.
Yeah, like, does he have a cowboy bot and a Jake bot, like, tucked away somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Receiving calendar notification that it's time for you boring nerds to record your stupid annoying voices, so that millions can laugh at how ridiculous they are. Should I reschedule indefinitely?
No. Come on, JB. It's time to work.
Yes, let us
But,
initiate the
guys,
show. I have a
that's not
database's
me.
worth of dialogue
Guys.
prepared. This
Guys,
will be
that's
such
not me.
entertainment.
I don't want to be a janitor.
Welcome to the 19th episode of Head2Head, a video game podcast brought to you by GameCorp, the totally not evil video game media conglomerate. Upper management, in their infinite wisdom, has hand-chosen us, a couple of low-level employees with zero experience, to serve as your host for this head-to-head, no-holds-barred matchup between two games to see which will stand triumphant. I'm your host, Cowboy.
I'm also Cowboy this episode.
You are not.
And I'm JB, janitorial bot.
No, that's not me.
Wait, there's two JBs.
No, I'm the real JB.
No, I am the real JB.
Frankly, I can't even tell the difference. I think this is better.
He's
this way.
obviously a robot.
Jake, do you have a gun? Because I kind of want to point it back and forth
Oh
between
my
the two
God.
of them.
No, listen here. All right, I ate breakfast in the break room this morning, and everybody knows that that's going to need some professional hands to just kind of clean that up, make it spick and span. So you might want to get on that.
I hate the phrase professional hands.
Understood. Mess in break room. I must clean. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
And I'm the real JB, aka not janitorial bot.
In today's battle, we'll be facing off two contenders for the title of 16-bit robot blasting run and gun, Megaman X2 versus Gunstar. Heroes!
Yeah!
Blam, blam,
baby.
blam!
All right, listen, I got to get this off my chest. Right as we're starting, I have an update to the Neighbor Chronicles.
Oh, hell
the
yeah.
Neighbor Stories.
The neighbor's story?
Okay, so for Cowboy and also those of you who haven't been paying attention to these episodes, I think it was episode, I don't know, I'm just throwing out a random number, 6. In episode 6, I talked about...
Or 8.
or 8.
10?
I went outside in my bathrobe to take out the trash, and my neighbor was there, and me, being the absolute introvert I am, it ruined my day.
Oh, that story.
I remember you got mad because he saw you.
Not only did he see me, he said things in my direction to me specifically. Right. So that was part 1. All right. So things have evolved since then. Things have gotten serious between us.
Ooh.
I
Like
had to take out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Little rendezvous.
And yeah. And I took the bag, I tied it up all nice and neat, left over right, right over left.
Oh.
Take it out. I go into the garage to put it in the trash can, and the trash can's not there. All right, listen to me. Mondays is trash day,
No doubt.
Yeah.
and this was Monday evening, and the trash was not in the garage.
Conundrum.
So I'm like, okay, great, okay, whatever. So the wife didn't bring it in. No big deal, no big deal. I'll take one for the team. I will open the garage door. I will walk the 10 feet out to the trash. I will put it in there. I will drag in the trash and the recycling and put them away. No problem. Easy peasy. Whatever. So I open the garage and I take a look out. I got to make sure the coast is clear. Make sure nobody's going to jump out and attack me. Make sure neighbor's not there, of course.
Yeah.
Clear. Coast is clear. It's perfect. It's a nice, windy, overcast day. And I'm taking this trash out and I'm happy. I'm walking along. My pavers. I get out to the trash can. I throw it in, and I hear over the corner, over the shoulder, I hear, "Hey, JB."
Oh, no.
And I turn my head in slow motion, my heartbeat increasing.
Thump, thump.
And there he is, the neighbor.
Okay.
Not only is he there, but he is shirtless
Ooh.
in all his glory. And he is standing out there, hands on hips, looking out
Is it getting hot in here?
at the weather.
Looking at the weather.
Just looking at the weather. And I
Look at all this weather.
I shut down. I stopped moving. My arm is forward in motion, reaching towards the trash can as if I will open the lid. And I stop, and my head slowly turns, and I see him, and we make eye contact, hands still on hips. He's standing there, asserting his dominance. And I go, hey. And I grab my trash can, and I throw in the trash, and I start to book it. And I'm booking it, and I look, in my periffs, because I can't make full eye contact. I look in my periffs. He's not following, but he's looking across the street. So I turn my head more to see what the hell is he looking at? What is this? What is he up to? And our other, my cross neighbor across the street is standing out there, hands on hips.
Is he shirtless?
At the weather. He's not shirtless.
Aww.
He has a shirt on. And he goes, hey, let me ready you. Yeah, I don't know what he's saying because I'm booking it. My heartbeat is in my ears. I'm freaking out. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. And neighbor says, yeah, I'll be right there. He runs inside. He runs. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I got to get out of here because I am not prepared for this type of human talking. So I book it inside. I push the thing to close the garage door. It's not closing fast enough. And I'm like, I would hit it more times, but it's just going to make it open again. And that's not what I want. So I throw the trash into the corner where it goes, and I run inside, and I go to my wife and I say, what the fuck did you just do to me? No, I didn't say that. I was just like,
Okay.
That's what I felt. I was like, why would you do this to me? Why
Yeah.
would you make me interact with human beings outside my domicile?
You sound like you live in a post-apocalyptic world that we're not a part of. You made me go out there.
My heartbeat, my pulse is probably at 108 right now. I'm freaking out just thinking about it. This is my worst nightmare.
I feel like maybe you should embrace it, and so remember that time and that day, and go out there shirtless, and start this community kind of cult meeting of shirtless weather starers.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just shirtless middle-aged men looking up at the sky every Tuesday at, 7 a.m.?
It'd be Monday evenings.
Oh yeah, you said Monday.
Do you think this is a joke, cowboy? Do you think my pain is funny?
Most of the time. A little bit, yeah.
This is I can only imagine. This is what a full-on phobia feels like.
Oh, God.
A phobia of neighbors. I don't know what that is. Neighbor phobia.
Isn't it? If you start being afraid to be outside, isn't it agoraphobia?
No,
Yeah.
I like being outside, just not with people near me.
Yeah, if a massive, devastating, catastrophic event happened and he was the last man on Earth, you'd love being outside.
I have thrived the last year or so, and I know that it's been a rough time for a lot of people, but I just got to say,
Are
I'm
you
going to
say
wheelhouse.
it again? Okay.
Okay.
No,
Because you
I'm
keep
not.
saying it.
You keep saying it.
I gotta stop because every time, afterwards, after the podcast is done recording, I go, I probably shouldn't have said that. That's kind of messed up.
For the listeners that don't know what you're talking about,
Go listen to the other
Then-
episodes.
Go listen to
go
them.
find episode 6 or 8 or 2 or whatever it is.
Whatever.
You gotta
Listen to all
listen
of them.
listen to 'em
It's
all.
one of them.
We're going to have to, dub in, the actual episode number.
All right, listen. Right now, future JB is editing this podcast, and he's going to enter the episode number here. Take it away, JB. Episode 10, 18 minutes in. Thanks, JB.
Yep, that was definitely the one. So you need to take this as an opportunity to work on that, man, because
Yeah.
things are getting better. Things are getting I don't know if they are actually. But anyway, man,
Can I also jump in real quick? Because I have I'm a small story like that.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
6 a.m. I'm getting ready. I get ready for work, head downstairs. It's still dark out. It's still that nice twilight, slightly purple sky, but just shadows everywhere. And I get all my stuff, my keys, everything in a row. I undo the door lock with the little baby protector that you have to squeeze the little buttons in order to turn it to keep your baby from running away. And I open the door, and there is a man standing in the rocks of my front yard
whoa,
with his hands in his pockets. And I just look at him for a bit, and I'm waiting for some sort of like social interaction to happen where like he notices that I see him and steps off, but he just continues to stand there. So I just shut the door.
Oh, that's a vampire.
And I just go sit down for a bit, and I'm like, I don't care what he thinks about me. On the 2% chance that he's a serial killer or like a come-to-life scarecrow, I'm just going to sit inside and be late for work. And I was late for work.
Oh my god, dude. What the fuck?
Waited so late. So here's the thing that I realized. He was walking his dog and letting it poop on my yard. Because when I went back out a few minutes later, I caught him at the very edge, and I realized he wasn't facing me at all. He had his back to me. He never knew I opened the door. It was so dark that I thought he was facing me and was just staring me down like the Mothman or something. He was just letting his dog poop on my yard. He wasn't evil. He was an asshole.
That's super creepy.
It was so creepy that for a second I was like, I'm in real life, right?
You
know
almost
what?
got serial killed.
I'm just going to close this door. I'm just going to just pretend like vampires exist and close this door and not feel stupid about this.
I don't think you need to pretend about that. I've watched a lot of documentaries about vampires. I'm pretty sure they're real.
Because a fully grown person would say, oh, I should just walk out. I would be silly to be afraid of just a random human being outside. And I was like, no, I have nothing to prove. I'm going to close this door because this is a vampire.
You did what a survivor does.
Yes.
You did nothing wrong.
No.
I mean, that's exactly what I would have done.
Well, you would do that to family. It sounds like, man,
not family.
Go make friends with your neighbor. He sounds like a cool dude. Walk out
I'm
there.
Sure.
What's his name? Do you know his name?
No.
But he knows yours.
He knows
Fine.
mine. He said his name once, and I said my name once, and he remembered it, and I didn't. But he came over with his wife with like some baked goods when we first moved in.
I mean,
they're nice
delightful.
people.
Nice.
He's like a detective with like the FBI or something.
Oh, you're getting profiled.
Probably.
He's casing you.
That's part of it. It's like he's probably judging me. He's probably like, wait, why is he freaking out that I'm here? He knows I'm an FBI agent. Like, he's probably thinking, like, I have stuff to hide and I don't want to interact with this guy. So then he's investigating me.
You're going to go to prison.
That's part of it, but not a ton of it. Yes, but the question is when. Anyway,
Soon.
But he came over with his wife, and I hid behind my wife like a child. Like a straight up child, because I was like, I have to be there for them. It's part of it. Like,
Aren't
I
you
have
way
to.
taller than her?
I am, but I was like around the corner a little.
Slouched.
I was like, I hid a little behind the corner. I don't know, man. I have a problem.
I use my wife a little bit like a social whipping boy because she's much better at it. So I'll like go forth and socialize, tell people about our life.
Yeah, I still like. I leave messages anytime I get food delivered, which is the best thing that's ever existed.
It's pretty good.
Leave a note being like, seriously, please don't ring the doorbell. Don't knock. Just set it down and go. I'll give you a tip. Like, just go. Please, just go. And then I sit there at the door because I see in the app when they're getting here, and I stare out the peephole until they leave.
Are you kidding me? You just sit behind the door and stare at them?
Yeah, until
you do
they
that
leave.
too?
I peephole. Yeah, I peephole watch the person set it down. I like to see what they do.
Holy shit.
And once they leave, I go out there and I pick it up.
Yeah, I open it just a little bit and I reach a hand out and grab it. I don't expose my body. I like the idea that they might turn around and just see the skeletal arm grab the bag and slide it back in.
God, I'm just expecting you to use some sort of long cane like they used to pull people off stage with and slowly drag your shit through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes I have drinks and you need two hands.
Oh, yeah.
I think two canes.
Go ask your neighbor what his name is again. And next time he says your name...
I'll ask my wife. I'll bring it up on the next episode.
Good. So next Monday evening, go out there. Say his name. Rip off your shirt.
I mean,
rip off your shirt.
Investigating me.
Rip off your shirt. Hands on hips. Join a club.
We should chronicle his life. You should learn as much as possible, and we'll just, like, fill in the blanks on this man, and everyone will know about him.
That's funny. I think he's in like some Facebook group for our HOA. I don't know.
I hope he's a listener. Make him a listener.
That's what I was thinking. Like, if he's listening to us, which he would if he was investigating me, then he's hearing everything I'm saying right now.
When you first told that first story, I totally thought about like finding out who he was and messaging him the episode cryptically just so he could hear what you said about him.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Oh man, like he would talk to me more.
You got some problems, man.
I do.
You do. And it's not your neighbor.
Interactions I'm not expecting. That's my issue. Like if I expect it, like I'm going into the office to work, like I see Terry, no big deal. I see you guys, no big deal. I'm expecting it. I'm going into the area. I have time to mentally prepare. But when I'm just doing my own thing and somebody acknowledges me and talks to me and like looks at me, I'm just like, stop. I am nameless, faceless person. You are nameless, faceless person. Let's get on with our lives. We don't care about each other. Let's stop pretending.
Have you ever heard of Events and Adventures? Because I think it'd be pretty great for you.
What's that?
It's your worst nightmare.
It's your worst nightmare. You gotta talk to strangers and go on rope courses and drink wine or something.
Well, I like the wine, but no, never. You could not pay me enough money to do something like that.
I think if you just start slowly like shaking your head, like as if there's something you're both acknowledging that you're just saying no to, every time he looks at you, just a slow shake of the head, like don't do it.
Oh, I can't do that.
Because it would eventually freak him out. Like, what is he trying to tell me?
No, I gotta be somewhat normal. Like I can't.
No. Get him to never want to interact with you again. Trust me.
I mean, that would solve the problem long term, but short term, that just so much panic.
You gotta pain if you want to gain.
I don't want to gain. I want to lose.
All right. Anyways, you guys want to do the show? You guys want to start?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay,
I'm
ready. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get some listener questions. I actually don't know how to do it. Do we just talk to Anne? Anne?
Yes, losers.
Rude. And how does this work? What do we do? Do we just ask you for the questions now?
You can definitely try that and see what happens. Just see what happens when you ask me for the listener questions. I dare you.
I'm gonna use the button.
Don't you dare. Luke won't be by to clean your filth off of me for at least a few hours. I'll do this once and only once. Incoming pod drop from floor 22, you idiots.
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Anyway, here, hand me that drop pod.
There you go.
Thanks. Okay, looks like we've got one in from the podcast. You might have heard of him. You might have listened to him. It is What the Famicom. You want to look him up?
Oh, yeah.
WT Famicom. Of course, that is the name of the NES in, well, Japan. I don't know where else, but like that's the real name of the NES. So what the Famicom is, basically, well, they describe themselves as the video game podcast for people who hate video game podcasts. To give you an example of their appeal is, I just listened to one of their episodes recently. It was about fighting games, and for about half an hour, they just went on about bullies they hated and about how they got beat up a lot. And if that's the flavor you want, which is what I like, go give them a listen. They're actually really cool dudes. Give them a listen.
If you hate video game podcasts and bullies, perfect.
Then why are you watching us?
Because we're bullies.
Yeah, and we're going to get you. Give me that lunch money.
So dominatrixes.
I'm going to podcast your video games and eat your lunch.
Nerd. Got him. So their question is pretty simple. Can somebody please explain to me what the hell Kirby is? I like this question. So let's figure this out. Let's figure this out once and for all. What the hell's Kirby?
I always thought Kirby was just like a stomach, like an amorphic stomach, just based on the way he is, because it's like he like or an intestinal tract. Just one thing, because he just opens up, eats it, and then insta-poops it out. Like, there's no travel time.
Right.
So he's just a mouth and a butthole. Like, that's it. Like, you know how they say a human is just one long tube from mouth to butt? Like, he's just no middleman. He's just straight to it.
Just mouth to butt.
That's what he is. Yeah, he's just mouth to butt.
So he's just a walking mouth to butt?
He's a walking anamorph mouth to butt. ass to mouth.
Oh, no.
Kirby is ass to mouth.
Oh, no.
Oh, poor Kirby.
Why are you guys laughing? I have never heard that term before. I just made it up.
Oh.
Why are you guys
Oh,
getting weird?
oh, sweet cowboy.
So, okay. I've never really looked it up. I've played a couple games, but so from what I can gather, he's some sort of star spawn. I watched a little bit of the cartoon too. Do you guys remember the Kirby cartoon? Well,
A little bit.
Yeah.
I have like slideshow images in my head, but I don't recall anything about it.
from piecing that all together, I guess from my childhood, he's just some sort of star-powered being, and he's some sort of pocket dimension of endless hunger.
Sounds like a great old one to me.
I think he's from Lovecraft, right? Isn't Kirby like a Lovecraftian, just fucking great old one?
He's like some Lovecraftian that got born and just wasn't into that, and it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna go eat. Just gonna go eat a lot. I don't need to devour the souls of mortal men. I like cake. That's just where he went with it.
Kirby is what is known as a Baku, which is, it started out as a Chinese mythological dream eater.
Oh, okay.
What it would do is it would go into your dreams and it would eat nightmares. So it's a good guy. If there are not enough nightmares to eat, they'll get really hungry and they'll just start eating everything, including the happy dreams and the good stuff. So Kirby is one of these Baku that is sort of, his whole thought process is, I will only eat the bad stuff, the nightmares. And all of the other creatures, if you've ever noticed in Kirby, all of the other enemies, other than like trees and weird stuff, look like him.
Yeah.
So those are other Baku that are going rogue and saying, I'm going to eat the good stuff. And Kirby's like, no. I'm going to eat you instead because you're the bad thing in this whole situation. So Kirby's a Baku. Also, so after China, it was adopted by Japan later on, and they sort of changed the shape of it. So it was normally very pig-like, which is very Kirby-like, I guess. But then it changed to have like the nose of an elephant and some like tiger paws and stuff like that.
So like Drowsy of Pokemon fame?
Yeah, exactly. So, and his move is Dream Eater.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So that's cool headcanon right there. My mind is blown. And then also I think there was some inspiration taken from the American Dreamcatcher, because it's very circular. It has a hole in the middle where it sucks in the good dreams and then leaves the bad dreams. That metaphor kind of falls apart because it sucks in the bad things, but sucks in stuff, shape shifts, eats bad things. Kirby is a Baku.
I like the one where he's a butthole.
Yeah, well,
well, can I also say that I swear I remember reading somewhere that he said he had put in a circle to like just place hold while he made the game, and then so many people liked it that he just fucking threw shoes and a mouth on it, and that's how he got the game. And that's how he got the character Kirby.
That sounds so much more like plausible.
Like, what is all this Baku shit?
Yeah, where does this come from, dude?
headcanon is legit, okay?
Your fucking head
so
canon
it's it's your headcanon. So it's not something you read. It's just this really intense delusion. It's this really intense headcanon that you pieced together? Real.
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about this, dude?
No, this is not hearing about stuff. This is, what is Kirby? I mean, that is a question I've been trying to answer since I was a child. And the answer is Baku.
Whoa.
Kirby is a Baku.
That was
I think
way
he's
more
just a
in depth.
circle.
It's just way more in depth than I ever even expected. I actually really like that. So, yeah.
It's also kind of weird and horrifying if you think of Kirby. Like, it's just this cute little thing sucks it in, but then my mind always pictures like an internal view, like a camera of the terrified creature in its gullet with all these like sounds around him, and then he gets compressed into an atom.
He's turned into stars.
Mhm.
or stars. Like, it's horrifying if you really think about what Kirby does.
Sure, if you really think about anything, it's just the worst. Like, just in general. I mean, if you really dig into it, it's just so bad.
I'm worried about you, Jamie. If you really think about it, everything is a slight against nature.
It really is. And
Everything's an
another thing,
abomination.
Kirby lives in Dreamland, which
Okay.
the
I'll give you that.
Japanese believe is a place. Like,
Now
it's a
I'm
legitimate
starting-
place.
Now I'm starting to jump on board.
Right? That's what I'm saying. He has a dreamland. He has a dream course where he plays golf. That's just Tiger Woods' dreams.
That was a
He
good
goes
game.
into Tiger Woods' dreams. He eats the nightmares, which are you did not get a hole in one this round. And he propagates the happiness of the humans. This is a good thing. Kirby's a good guy. The best Baku.
All right, what the Famicom? That's your answer, man. Kirby's a Baku, and he's coming for that dream, baby. I think that's going to be it for listener questions this episode. You guys want some trivia?
Hell
Yeah.
All right. Get the positions. Get your buzzers. Let's go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Tonight's trivia segment is brought to you by Spartan Rage Socks, the only sock on the market that combines the durability of Kevlar and the comfort of satin. Now part of the Late Night Dawn collection. Hands on the
So
buzzers.
many
Actually,
references.
make your buzzers, baby. Let me hear what you got.
My buzzer is oh. That's a Spartan reference.
I like it. I like it.
300. It's just they got painted on abs.
Hell yeah, they do, baby. Let's talk about them painted on abs, son.
I was just talking about some painted on abs,
like
just
the
hands on
painted on
hips,
abs,
staring
baby.
at the weather with those abs.
Those men in their shorts with them painted on abs. Cowboy, what is your buzzer? What's your buzzer? Sheesh. Question. All right. All right. Tonight we're coming back, round 2 of Guess the Game from the review thing. I don't remember the title of it, so I'm going to read some reviews from popular games. You're going to guess the game based on the review. So let's go ahead.
I am so good at this.
Yeah, I wanted to go for round 2 because to date this is the only one that JB has won. So I want to level the playing field. We got to get some contention. No, I don't want you guys to fight. we gotta get your name on the board, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
So here it comes. Question number 1. I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 reviews for this one. Let me read all 3 before you buzz. Cowboy.
I'll be good.
Thank you.
I'll be good.
All right, here it comes. Who's the big meat now? Strawberry jam simulators are my favorite game genre, and it really makes you feel like the average Redditor.
Oh,
Yaby.
Super Meat Boy.
Ooh, incorrect. If you need me to read them again, I will.
Please do.
Who's the big meat now? Strawberry jam simulators are my favorite game genre, and it really makes you feel like an average Redditor.
I'm just going to take a wild shot in the dark. Is it Doom?
Oh, no, incorrect. The correct answer for this one is, you know it, you love it, it's Carrion.
Oh, no way.
Okay, yeah.
I thought that, and I was like, there's no way he would pick a game we just did.
Why wouldn't
I
I?
don't know. It's too
He's
easy.
tricksy.
It's
Alri-
too topical.
Is it too
Oh my
easy?
god, I'm so dumb. I think I read those reviews when I was researching the game.
Mm-mm-mm.
How does Carrion make you feel like the average Redditor?
That's
I
an
can see
interesting
it.
one.
Question number 2. This one comes in from Hot Pursuit. So,
Is it just one?
yeah, it's just one.
Okay.
And this one's in from Hot Pursuit. Gained the lead, lost the lead, tied the leader. Gained the lead, lost the lead,
Ow.
tied the leader.
Oh, he got
Yaby.
it.
Halo.
Hell yeah, it's Halo. Ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding.
yeah.
Lost the
Kilimanjaro.
lead. Gained the lead. Lost the lead.
Tied the leader.
My wife left me.
Kilimanjaro. Lost the lead.
Game over. So, yeah. Okay. Where am I? I don't know where I am. Question number 3. The score is currently 1-0. So this one comes in. It's just one. It's by Jazz, baby. To the Soviet soldier blasting kids in America in the middle of Afghanistan with all the skills at E, you got yourself a home at Mother Base.
Oh.
JB.
Arma 3.
Oh, incorrect.
Ah, shit.
I didn't even understand. I know those words separately, but the way you put them all together. Can you read it again?
I'll read it again. To the Soviet soldier blasting kids in America in the middle of Afghanistan with all skills at E, you got yourself a new home at Mother Base.
Sheesh. Is it Papers, Please?
Oh,
I don't
incorrect.
know.
Incorrect. So the correct answer to this one is Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Arma 3 would be a good for that review, though.
I've never played it.
No, it's basically what you reviewed.
Oh, all right. But yeah, remember how eventually, like, Metal Gear Solid games, they implemented the base feature and you could, like, kidnap soldiers?
Mother Base.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where I knew that from.
Yeah.
I thought Mother Base was the hint.
Oh my god,
and I didn't know where that was from.
I knew. Damn. That would have sealed it.
Question number 4.
They
It's
make me feel
2-0,
so
right?
dumb. Yeah.
Okay.
Or 1-0.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You didn't get that right. Okay, 1-0. Still 1-0. Okay. Question number 4 comes in from Snoozy Rests. Road trip with your bros. Camp out with your bros. Slay monsters with your bros. Say hi to beings of incredible power with your bros. Expand your sword collection with your bros. Don't let the unbaiting dread of plot progression set in with your bros. Cowboy.
I'm holding my finger to my arm, but you guys can't see that. Is it Diablo?
No, incorrect.
Oh.
Yibby.
This is a wild guess. Final Fantasy 14.
Oh my god. No, incorrect. It's 15. It's Final Fantasy 15.
Oh, it's the other one where you... Okay.
That
I mean, it's the same game. You still get the
No.
car in 14.
Wait,
you
you
can
do?
still have the car. Yes, you can.
You get the car in 14,
You
but
get the car in 14, and
Whoa.
it turns into a flying car.
yeah, it does that. It does that in 15 also. But 15,
That's
the whole
what I'm saying.
the whole
Trip
story.
with your bro.
Yeah,
I was
the
thinking
whole story
that.
with
I was
15.
like, oh, it's the single player game. But then I was like, with your bros is an MMO. Like,
No,
that's...
not even. The entire story of 15 I mean, more or less, it's a road trip with your bros on your way to your wedding.
Hey, I'm going to say, Frank out there, these last two, I got them, right? Like, I get those 2
No.
points.
No thanks.
You can
You're still
veto.
up. You're still up. You're still
No,
up.
but I'm up
1-0.
more than you think.
No,
Frank.
that's not how it works.
Frank gets to vote. Frank, vote. Frank, vote. If you tweet, I win.
All right, hit us up on Twitter. Did JB get those questions right?
Hell yeah, I did.
Also, it's harder than it looks, okay?
All right. Question number 5. This one comes in from Tomase. Thomas E. Tomase. I like Tomase. This one comes in from Tomase. So, had sex with a robot named Fisto, a gay Mexican man, and a cowboy ghoul. And then I came home to play this game.
Sheesh.
Cowboy.
Is it Fallout? 4?
Oh, incorrect.
No, don't wait.
I wasn't going to give you a hint there. Yes, GB.
76.
No, incorrect. Oh my God.
New Vegas.
Yeah. So
It's New Vegas.
Damn
What,
it.
is that the fourth
Vegas.
one?
No. Fallout New Vegas is Fallout New Vegas. Fallout 4 takes place in what city is that? Boston.
Hmm.
Oh,
Boston.
yeah. You get to, like, explore the history of Boston, which is really cool. Like, it's just so neat.
I really love Fallout 4. So some people had a little bit of contention with that one because the role-playing elements were dumbed down a little bit, which is true. But it was still a really good game, I thought. But yeah, anyway, this one is New Vegas. Had sex with a robot named Fisto? You can do that. A gay Mexican man? You can do that. And a cowboy ghoul? Heck yeah.
I knew it too. All those elements were like perfect for Fallout.
They
Mhm.
were.
I just don't know them well enough.
It was either Fallout or AI Dungeon. It was one of the two.
I think that'll.
Okay. So, what's the score? Remind me. I'm not
It's
here.
1-0.
It's still 1-0. Okay. You'd think I would know. Okay. Question number 6 comes in from Pat of Old Metal Distinction. I don't know why I say their names because, I didn't ask them. They're the ones who posted
comes
this
in
review.
from.
Yeah.
Doesn't know we exist.
I mean, attribution is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a long one. A woman with millions of fan theories about, without ever speaking a word. Intentionally designed to be stupid British cores. Cruel women cores that are really good at singing. Turrets with low self-esteem. A man that hates lemonade and sounds like J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man.
Sheesh.
Cowboy.
Portal 2.
That is correct.
Yes.
Oh my god. Who doesn't speak a Oh, the main character.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
and all of
it.
it. As soon as the lemonade hit, I don't
Yeah.
want your damn lemons.
The rest of it would be a
yes.
potato that becomes your friend.
Yep.
Combined together with one of the most original gameplay ever. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
That is, of course,
I was-
Portal. Yeah.
I was cycling through. I was like, Portal was one of the ones on my list, but I was also thinking like Zelda, and I was also thinking Samus Aran. And it was like, which one is it? And I was waiting for more
Oh.
clues.
Oh, I knew it from Clue 2, and I just wanted to be sure. I didn't want to blow it.
All right. Is that
So
1-1? I'm not paying attention.
1-1.
I'm not here
1-1.
today. I'm sorry.
Uno,
Okay.
Uno.
It's 1-1, but also I get extra 2 points
No, you
because Frank's got my back.
The final question. One of you is going to get this one. The final question for all the beans tonight. Are you guys excited?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm
Stakes
nervous.
have never been higher.
This one comes in. No, it doesn't. It's by Harrison. The Dark Slayer Vigil. I didn't ask him. He wrote it. Actually, no, there's 2. Okay, there's 2. Let me read them both. Okay? This is the first one. Fly me to the moon, and let me strip among the stars. Let me kill God with a whip, dear Jupiter and Mars. In other words, buy this game. The second review. I like the game, but my only problem is there isn't an option to be crushed between her thighs.
Sheesh.
Cowboy.
Oh, fuck.
I knew I had to hit it because it's Bayonetta.
It is Bayonetta!
It's
Bayonetta!
Fly
You
me
win.
to the moon. You know how many? That was my ringer at
I
one
know
point.
it was.
So good.
Actually,
I just kept thinking of the song, dude. Fly me to the moon,
Yeah.
and let me play among the stars.
That's so
such a
good.
good Sinatra, man. How can you?
Oh.
I was just jiving, man. I was like fist bumping. To...
Did you hear how fast I did that? Sheesh! I have so much adrenaline in my body right now.
Oh man.
It's stupid how much I fueled my body with adrenaline
Oh.
at a question.
Okay, so
Oh,
not
yes.
only did you get that question right, but I
Yeah.
would have gotten it wrong.
What would you have
So it was
said?
Dustin. Yeah.
Resident Evil. Crushed between her thighs, I think big
Yeah.
lady.
But he would do. Yeah.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And I had no idea what the moon was about. I haven't played Bayonetta.
I
so
never pictured Bayonetta as like a thigh crushing kind of. She's got a different
Me either.
appeal.
No,
she's
she's
got
but
a
I could see it.
stiletto ball crushing sort
Okay,
of.
so hey, funny thing about that, that's super topical. So when I was digging through
It is.
reviews for Bayonetta, hey, listeners, go ahead, jump on Steam, dig through those. So many reviews from thirsty boys wanting Bayonetta to step on them. Just
Oh yeah.
over and over and over. Step on me,
What-
please. Like, good
I mean,
Lord.
Personally, that sounds terrible, but I get it. Like,
I
does
don't
that make sense?
get it. Why
I get
step
it.
on you though?
If you're
of
the type
all
of
the
person-
actions.
No, I get it. But like, if you're the type of person who likes their balls stepped on, who
Oh.
else? Like,
Wait.
name one person better suited.
Is that what's implied when somebody says "step on me"? They mean on my balls? Is
Yeah.
that always implied?
Yeah.
I thought it's literally just
I
like
think
put your
so.
foot on me.
It's a Dom thing, right?
We're totally overshadowing the more important fact, which is I won, and I am the winner, and I'm the best. I'm the victor.
I will 100% say you won fair and square, and I agree if
Ooh.
Frank agrees. but I think Frank is going to come out of the woodwork and vote for me and say I got those 2 other questions. So really, I won 3-2.
No, vote for me, Frank.
No.
Just because you like me better. This week's audience head-to-head. Who do you like better?
Oh, no. Or
Our Franks.
we could go by the rules of where these reviews came from. We could just do that.
What do I win? What's my trophy?
Oh, it's a date with Fisto.
You win. You win. You win. Hey, cowboy.
Lovely.
It says it right here. It's a little ticket. It says date with Fisto.
Yeah, Fisto likes to fight. He's got big fists.
He sure does.
What else would he do with them?
What do you guys his name know? Is Fisto.
Yeah.
Fisto the fighting robot. I hope you guys have a great time.
Sheesh.
We will.
Anyway, now, before we move on, we here at Head to Head, a video game podcast, don't believe ourselves to be the end-all be-all when it comes to passing judgment on video game battles. We are just 3 guys with a passion for video games and implied violence. So, we'd like to pass the gavel to you, trusty listeners, to help weigh in on what we call the Audience Head-to-Head. The Audience Head-to-Head is brought to you by Family. The hottest meme of the month is now available for purchase. Ever wish you could have Dominic Toretto follow you around and answer every question with the word family? Our elite team of cosplayers will fast and furiously dedicate themselves to being your family. And as we all know, nothing is stronger than family.
Boo. Can I boo is not an audience?
I mean, you can... What... Last episode, we asked which exploding enemy gets the title of Best Boom Boy, Bob-ombs from Mario, or Creepers from Minecraft. In the biggest landslide since the time these 2 met in the Appalachians, the winner, with 100% of the votes, was Bob-ombs. Congratulations.
Damn, how did that happen? If you don't consider our demographic not 12-year-olds.
I saw. Yeah, I don't contend with this one at all. I 100% agree.
I agree as well.
Yeah, I mean, even if I think about not being steeped in nostalgia, like Bob-ombs, yeah,
they're the best Boom Boys. I mean, come on,
a little bit of credit to.
They're literally bombs.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
This episode, we ask you to give us your trust so we can smash it into the ground.
Oh.
That's right, we're talking betrayal. Which of these video game betrayals was the most upsetting? Spoiler alerts ahead. Was it Edgar Ross from Red Dead Redemption? Or Wheatley from Portal? You can find our poll on social media or reach out directly and help us answer this burning question.
One of those was actually a spoiler for me. I just got spoiled.
You?
I just got. Yeah, I'm adding you to that list.
I did the 10-year. I did the 10-year rule.
I can't pause the podcast. I'm on it.
I'm sorry. I did the 10-year rule. You can't spoil something more than 10 years ago. If you haven't done it now, you'll never do it. That's the rule.
That's fair.
Mail time. Mail time.
Oh, it's a robotic mailbox. A mailbot, if you will. Mail time. Mail time.
The imbecile is saying he has mail for you.
Oh, you got some mail for us? I mean, we usually get everything by the tube. Mail time. Mail time.
All right. Jeez. I suppose we could take like a short break to open some mail, guys, right? Yeah, let's have it.
Oh, hey, I got a few.
Oh, look at that. I got some too.
Yeah, it looks like we all got some. You think it's fan mail?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I bet people send tons of mail, and it probably just all gets lost because we're so obscure with our location.
Yeah. Well, let's see what our adoring fans have to say. I'll go first. Let's see. Our dearest fan, Iris, says, "Hello, Mr. Neely. We are writing to inform you of unpaid taxes and delinquency of 4 years. We've enclosed important confidential information, including Social Security, mother's address, and a list of your fears to demonstrate..." I don't get it. It doesn't say anything about the show.
Hey, yeah, mine's kind of weird, too. So it just says, that's it. this is the last check I'm sending. I'm finished. It's in your hands now, so you go ahead and you tell them. You tell the world what I did. You burn my name in the righteous flames of judgment, and then know that you will burn with me, because I will find you. And in the twilight of your life, you will know true fear. You will know the meaning of agony, and you will leave this world having seen the darkest depths of a hellbound man's soul when he has nothing left to lose. Our end is nigh, and I welcome it. Conan O'Brien. I don't get it.
Weird. Yeah, it must be one of our Patreons. So this one comes in from Morning Glory, and Morning Glory says, Biscuits and Gravy, we have confirmation that at 0600 the nest will be full. You are to send Junior to the barn only after all the chickens have hatched their eggs. We'll have trained bakers at the rooftop, so timing and precision will be paramount if we're going to cook this omelet and secure our rights to breakfast. We do this right, and everyone leaves with a full belly. Morning Glory, over and out. Huh.
So true.
Hey, Mailbot, where'd you get all this mail, dude?
Mail time! Mail time! Mail time! Mail!
That's not a good sign.
On an unrelated note, I just Googled opening other people's mail, and it's a federal crime. Interesting. Yes, and the NSA agents listening confirmed it's up to 5 years in prison. Don't you love Snapple facts?
We'll just edit this part out, right, JB?
Concealing evidence is also 5 years. So many facts on this anonymous tip site. Fascinating.
Well, while I look into how my prepaid legal subscription is totally legit and didn't indirectly cause the death of Travis Alexander, let's go ahead and break for our sponsor. But after that, get ready for a showdown.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how you doing? Oh, yeah. I'll sign for it. Let's see what they sent me. Whoa, what the hell? It's like a muddy tape recorder. I mean, only one way to find out.
Hello, all you fine folks out there. It's old Bobby back once again to tell you about all the amazing vittles. You and yours can find Bobby's Grill-O-Rama 1 mile south of, well, I can't really tell. Okay, for limited time only, you can delight the senses with my all-new Bobby's Basted Rib Rack combo, complete with enough sides to corral the mightiest of hungers. Shit. Okay. You'll be happier than a tornado in a trailer park when your lips touch these tender pork ribs, basted in that authentic Bobby brand flavor. If somehow you're still hungry after that, you can carve out a beautiful slice of my all-new fugitive fudge brownie. Whew. Nothing like going out on a high note. Am I right? If you're thirsty, I think I got some toilet wine somewhere maybe. Let me see. Come on now, Bobby. You know we got you cornered. We're gonna find you, Bobby. Oh, you'll never take me alive. Bobby, bitch. I'll barbecue you. I'll take you all on, boy. I'll take you all on. Yow! Oh, God, I got barbecue sauce. Right in my eyes. Oh, it's got me. It stops me. I'll catch you next time, pigs. You'll never catch Bobby. Woo!
Yeah, I'm just gonna play that as is.
These games have you running and gunning and funning with cunning enemies until you've won in. Or rage quit. I don't know your life. Megaman X2 and Gunstar Heroes are some of the best run-and-gun platformers to come out of the early 90s and are battling for the title of 16-bit robot-blasting run-and-gun. But which will reign supreme in this episode's Head-to-Head Showdown?
Our first contender in tonight's matchup is Megaman X2, developed by Capcom for the SNES in '94 and then made widely available through the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. It's a robust sequel that features shoehorned 3D effects, edgy yet campy story bits, and mostly unchanged gameplay from the original. This is a robot blasting, slide and dashing, buster shooting, armor looting, action platformer where you'll play as the badass android named X, a new generation of protagonists with the only name that can be possibly cooler than Megaman. Just the letter X. Yes, like an anime Blade Runner, you'll play as a maverick hunter, hunting mavericks, robotic reploids who have gone bad, while in the shadows, hunters become the hunted as shadowy figures known as X-Hunters hunt X. It's all pretty standard. In this game, you'll be sliding, jumping, dashing, and charging your lasers across 8 different stages to face off against 8 different robotic bosses, while each has their own weakness, none of which is chocolate or rom-coms. Nope, instead you'll rock, paper, scissors your way through each one with the corresponding weapon earned from the previous boss, in classic Mega Man fashion, all while keeping an eye out for secret upgraded armor parts and hidden mini-bosses that maybe, just maybe, might alter the story in the end. Ooh, who knows? No, I'm totally not being mysterious just because I sucked at the game and couldn't beat it. Oh man, looks like I'm mega busted.
All right, my robot masters, let's talk about Mega Man X2. I want to clear up a few things for this particular title. Some of you may have been asking, why not Mega Man X, the original, or why not Mega Man X3, the last one to be released on the Super Nintendo? I picked X2 because it's the one I remember most and I really like playing it and has cool platforming mechanics, and that's it! That's why we played X2, and that's the only reason. So anyway, to set the stage, Mega Man X2 is fucking Mega Man X2. If you guys haven't played Mega Man by this time and know what it is and why it's so rad, go play it. Stop the podcast and go play it. But anyway, let's go ahead and start off with what's good about Mega Man X2. I'm going to start off with Cowboy.
I also want to say keep the podcast playing, but go ahead and go play it.
Oh, please, yeah. Yes,
No reason to turn us off.
Do both at the same time.
Marketing is looking through the office window at us like, what are you doing? No. Let's start with what's good. What's good about this game? It has Mega Man in it. And that sounds like
Mega Man in it.
It sounds like something stupid to say, but it's Mega Man. Like, that's part of it, is the legacy of Mega Man. It's even called the Legacy Collection. It's got Mega Man. It's got all that new generation of features that they added from the Nintendo versions, where they add in more mobility, the charge up. I love when they started including the charge up buster.
Yes, the charge blast.
That was one of my favorites. And it's classic from Nintendo that they understand game design. They understand slow procedural, introducing you to enemies that have to beat in certain ways, and they just know how to introduce the game to you slowly. Like, they have perfect pacing in this series as well as others that Nintendo came out with. So I know it does all those good.
That's like 100% true. And something I think a lot of people forget, and I am included in this demographic, is that this was the beginning of gaming. Like, this was the early 90s, man. Like, yeah, the 80s had some arcade games and things like that, but this was the first, like, generation of household consoles that you could play with.
What was the second?
The second was Sega CD.
No, he's saying this is the second. The first one was Nintendo's.
Okay, Atari, yeah. No. And then the second generation was... Oh, wait. NES.
No.
NES.
What are you doing?
Yeah. All right. I sound dumb, but listen, because I'm going to make a good point. Like, this was the beginning of, like, gaming. This was the heyday. This was the area where everybody was trying something new because nothing had been invented yet. I mean, you had E.T. and you had some, like, NES games, but, like, nothing at this capacity. This was cutting edge. This was AAA games. And they were like, let's make a Mega Man fit for the new generation of gamers. And they're like, let's try new things. Let's try a charge shot. Let's try wall jumping. Let's try all these different things with upgrade systems and hidden areas and you know, vast scrolling levels and, you know, enemies that had AI that weren't just stupid. And they had this kind of playground, the sandbox to play with, and developers really, they were inspired by this wild west of gaming. And I think that's a point that many people lose when they compare it to like a Witcher 3 or a Red Dead Redemption or a Final Fantasy 7. It's like this was the OG. This was the beginning. This is where all of that stuff was based off. Everything else is a derivative. And I think that's what Mega Man does well, is it set the stage for all future games. Every future game has a little bit of Mega Man in it.
Yeah, he's in Smash Brothers.
It's Wait, is he?
Yeah, he is. He is now, yeah.
I want to say that it reminds me the Super Nintendo was like the PS1 of that generation. It was just the heyday. It was the times like you won't remember, or I wish we knew when we were in the good times before we left them. Like that's what the Super Nintendo was to me.
I agree with everything you guys are saying. And on that one note right there, yeah, it did inspire a lot. And here's the perfect example. Mario started jumping on walls after Mega Man did it, didn't he? I want to share a story about this one. So, back in the early 90s, when you could rent video games, woo!
Oh, spooky!
Mega Man X 1 and 2 especially, I rented over and over and over. Well, my parents, because I was a little kid, spent more money renting these damn games than they would have just to buy it for me. I loved these games so much. And I spent my NES days too, even younger, playing regular Mega Man games. Like I would be so excited to find these games. I have fond memories of playing Mega Man 2. It's burned in my memory fighting Bubble Man and Woodman and fucking the others. But I have fond memories of the Robo Man. But no, I have fond memories of playing the Mega Man on the NES. And the day that I saw that they updated Mega Man and called him Mega Man X, and he's taller, he's badder, and I'm playing it. He has charge shots. He has all these abilities. It blew my little kid mind, and I played it over and over and over and over. These are some of my fondest gaming memories on the Super Nintendo when I wasn't being a super nerd and playing Sim Ant. I was playing like Mega Man X, dude. So in Mega Man X2 especially, like I really love this entry in the Mega Man X franchise. It took everything that Mega Man X did and added to it and made it better. Mega Man X2 especially has really unique platforming mechanics. Whenever you can upgrade your arms to do like charged specials. So in X2, on top of your dash and later like your air dash, you also have a grappling hook and you have this flame charge that you can use as well. And I was watching videos of people flying through these levels using those abilities. And it showed me things that like I didn't even know you could do as a kid. So when I played through Mega Man X2, as a kid, I could never beat it. Sigma, the big bad guy of the X series, I could never fucking beat him as a kid. But playing this now as an adult, I beat the game. 100%ed it, completed everything, beat the X Hunters, beat Sigma. I collected everything. I even collected the secret weapon, the not the Hadouken, the uppercut, the dragon uppercut.
Shoryuken?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's in the game. That's in the game. If you collect everything and you are in the third X Hunter base of the final run, if you can clear this crazy area with spikes using all of your abilities, the grapple hook, the flame charge, everything, you can drop down and through a hidden wall, collect that, and it one-shots bosses. Most of them.
I don't even know how you did that. I struggled with an ostrich. I got my ass kicked by an ostrich day in, day out when I played this. Save state scumming. Can't even beat it as an immortal god. I don't know how you did it. It's impressive.
Because I grew up playing it, man. Like, this is my jam.
So.
Mega Man is my element, dude. And I mean, let's talk about the game mechanics there, or not the game mechanics, the game, I guess, the pacing, the flow. So the interesting thing with Mega Man, all the Mega Mans really, is the hardest part of the game's the very beginning.
Yeah.
That's it. The hardest part's the very beginning. You have no extra life, you have no nothing, all you have is your buster. Nothing else. And you have to beat one of those baddies. Totally underpowered and everything.
Yeah. And that was the first one I faced was the ostrich, and like you don't have anything going into it. You got a raw dog the first one.
No, that's a really hard one. That's a really hard one to beat. I choose Wheelgator, and I go in there. His stuff's predictable. It's a small stage. If you just time it right, you can catch him, and then after that, the whole game opens up. That's what I love about Mega Man. Once you beat one of those guys who's been wiping the floor with you over and over, once you beat one, you have that ability, and you find out who's weak to it, and then you steamroll all the other fuckers, all the other Mavericks. You steamroll all the other bosses.
Maybe for you steamroll all the other bosses. I was still powered up. See, the game asks, surprisingly, a lot of you. It's got a big request of you. It gives you a lot to do. Like, there's the speeder bike section.
Oh, yeah.
In which there is, I think I saw like 2 or 3 secrets that you can get to with the speeder bike that require you to hold on to that speeder bike through thick and thin. Enough that you have to remember all these sequences of events, and it says you're going to need to play this. I played it today before we started doing this. I did a section on there at least 30 times to just grab one secret, like one extra life.
Oh, the extra life up top?
Yeah.
Oh, that one's pretty hard to grab.
It's brutal. It asks a lot of you. But for some people, that's good. Because back then, that's what we wanted. We wanted a game that would last us months and months and months and months and had so much to it and secrets. And we wanted a game that was deep. And it's deep. Deep and hard. That's how...
Absolutely. This is one game that I could talk about forever. My love knows no bounds for the X franchise.
And I want to say one thing. Some people talk about looking at these games without rose-tinted glasses, with taking the nostalgia goggles off, and nothing against people who want to do that, but I don't believe in that. I believe in viewing it as it was in the time, and for what it was in the time was amazing, a legacy, the ultimate, kind of run-and-gun game that was out at the moment.
Right. I completely agree with that sentiment, and at the same time, I gotta say, you can't just ignore the current gaming landscape. Like if Mega Man X2 was released today, it would get lambasted. Like it would get torched.
I don't think so, man. I enjoy the shit out of it, dude.
Well, indie games like this come out all the time. The indie game market is huge, and
think of Shovel Knight.
No,
Shovel Knight.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Shovel Knight, Celeste, all of those sort of platformer games, but they've learned from the mistakes of games like Mega Man X2. And I think that kind of leads us into the what's we got the what's good, but what's the what's bad? And I'm going to start us off because I'm feeling heated. And and one of the things that I think it got bad was the secrets. Because I think the secrets, while great, were just too far out of the way and too instrumental in your success. Like, they were absolutely necessary unless you were a god tier gamer to completing the mission.
You do need them, yeah.
You absolutely need them. And at the same time, they were so difficult that if you didn't follow the absolute perfect order of bosses, then you had to do like frame perfect jumps, and you just had to know that, hey, I'm going to get in this mech, and then I'm going to hug the left wall, and I'm going to fall on this platform, and then I'm going to jump into the air, and I'm going to rocket boost, but tap, 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 but at a certain percentage, like tap, tap, tap.
Is that the crystal snail? Is that the crystal snail upgrade?
That's the crystal snail. And then you get over there, and then you get the upgrade, and you get on the thing, and you traverse over, and then you fight all these enemies who are seriously trying to ruin your day. And it's like, if you don't have save states, that is just the worst.
Mm-hmm. This definitely
felt the worst.
It definitely felt like a game that implored you to buy the strategy guide. Like, you're not going to be able to enjoy this unless you know where everything is, or have a friend who's aware.
Really? I mean, as a kid, I collected all the upgrades. I never beat X2, but even as a little kid, I collected all the upgrades.
To me, it felt like you had to know some stuff. You had to know where the secrets are. You had to know which weapons would get you into those secrets. It felt a little bit convoluted to me.
It did. Yeah, absolutely. There's no way. I mean, unless you're going out talking to people, being like, when I was a kid, the thing was Pokemon, and people would be like, did you know if you have strength and then you surf north of Viridian Town and you get to this truck, you can strength it and then you get Mew. Like, that was fake, but that was how I feel Megaman was, because they would be like, hey, if you get that thing and then you hug the left wall and you fall down on that platform and you jump and you rocket boost at this exact tempo, like if you're doing it at Taylor Swift's, which she wasn't around then, I don't know, staying alive. If you boost at that exact tempo, then you'll make it over and you'll get this extra power up that'll make it easier to defeat the boss. Like,
I just never
the only
saw
way
it
was
that
word of
easy.
mouth.
I never saw it that hard, man. Like, you would slide down a ledge, you would see this open chasm, you're like, okay, how do I do that? You would run, you would see this opening up in the ceiling, and you think about, oh, how could I get there? You see a heart, like, on top of some spikes, and you're like, how could I do that? Like, I think you... Okay, it's your opinion, and this is what you went through, and I don't want to demean that, but at the same time, it feels like you oversell it a little bit, man. It wasn't that hard. Like, you look at what the environment is. You explore, you see walls to break, you see chasms to cross, and then you just kind of figure out how to do it.
And I think this bleeds into a little bit of what I was saying, is like the landscape has changed, and even like our opinion, because back when we were kids, we had hours to sink into this and we didn't mind it.
True.
And I hate to say it, but trying to like get through a game like this, because you think of the old games and you think they're short. They're tiny little hour-long games. You can beat them in 50 minutes. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to spend tons of time of them, learn everything, really get deep into it. And I think that's the difference, is the way we played it as kids versus the way we play it as mid-30-year-olds trying to get it done in between schedules. You know what I mean?
That's not every gamer, dude. That's not every gamer. That's our situation.
That's well, and that would be my situation regardless, because that's just where my mind goes with these small little platformer games. Like, just get me through it. I'm not wanting to spend, this isn't Fallout. I'm not going to spend 60 hours on this game. And that's what my mind thinks about it.
But this is, I take offense to this entire conversation, because there's a point. You remember the water level with the fish that has the spotlight?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a point, in order to get an upgrade, you have to know that if you're going downhill on a slope, the moment you start going downhill, if you jump, your momentum is more higher than it is forward. So you will jump higher than normal. So you have to perfectly jump on this slope and jump straight up. So as soon as you jump, you have to let go, and you'll go higher than normal, and then you'll wall kick off of a wall in order to jump higher to get to the water surface line, which you can bounce on. You move right, and then you jump onto a ledge, which gives you a heart upgrade.
That sounds awesome.
What the fuck?
I love that stuff.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me? There is no way anybody in the world figured that out. That was a strategy guide magazine, $1.99. Give us your money and we'll tell you how to complete this.
They wouldn't figure it out on their first try, but the game does really want incremental memorization and understanding.
It does.
That's an element of the game. I think that's maybe even an element of Mega Man, is like knowing when the enemies will come on screen and what they're going to do and all that. Because some of that shit surprises you. Like, out of nowhere, bam, you got hit, and you're like, what happened? But the next time you run through that, you remember who's about to pop up and try to fuck your day up. That's something I figured out.
Bull. Absolute bull.
No, not even, dude. Not even.
And
I even
strategy guide game.
Not even. I even chose X2 because of the extra platforming mechanics that it offers you. Like, you have an air dash, you have a flame dash that you can also do, you have a grapple hook, you time all that stuff, you can go anywhere.
And you dash wall jump.
I didn't know that. If you unlock it based on the path that they intended as developers, which is not the path they laid in front of you. If you go in order, you hit a wall, you hate the game.
They give you a lot of paths. They give you a lot of areas. You get to move about.
I mean, you just try a different level.
Every other game in existence, level 1 is level 1. level 2 is level 2. But in this game, level 1 is level 1, level 6 is level 2, level 4 is level 3.
You hate it because it just says, hey, here's 8 levels, have fun? You hate that it doesn't just hold your hand through all the different stages?
If it said, here's 8 levels, have fun, and you could play 8 levels and have fun, then that's great. But what I think is the bad of this game is you have to play it in 1 or 2 intended ways, or else you will not win.
Okay, so, let's talk about what matters then. And we're talking about the genre of this game. It's a 16-bit robot blasting run and gun game, which is kind of saying the feel of it. You see the cover at the Blockbuster, and you're like, that is the feeling I want. So how does this accomplish that? Jake, I'd like to start with you.
So, I mean, in regards to the title and like the genre that Megaman fits in, I mean, it delivers that in spades. It delivers that through unique enemies who perform unique attacks and actions. It delivers that through very stylish and cool bosses that you got to fight that are all thematically different and rather challenging. It delivers that through, I mean, narratively, the entire story around Mega Man X has to do with X battling evil robots called Mavericks, who are Reploids who went crazy or went bad. Everything, it oozes this. It's the epitome of this genre of the run and gun. Mega Man X with his iconic blaster, his charge shots, his special abilities. Everything about this game is this title, 100%.
Yeah, and I agree. It's bots galore. It is what's more classic for shooting robots than a Mega Buster?
Mm-hmm.
Like the arm cannon itself that everybody knows from all the classics, and the movement upgrades ever since the older games, the slides, the dashes. After a while, once I got used to them, I liked them. I like certain bosses trying to drop stuff on me, and I have that on a dime slide where I just slip under it, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it leveled up the motion from the old one. If you remember the old Mega Man with his awkward leg out jump and the slow kind of jump pew pew pew, this one, you're a little more Super Meat Boy, slide all over the place. I mean, bad example, but like that kind of motion, that kind of slippery, wily, no pun intended, kind of, is Wily still relevant? Who cares? Kind of motion. So I think that and its legacy. You have to take in the whole legacy of Mega Man. You want to talk about blowing up robots, you want to talk about robotic destruction, Mega Man's going to come up.
So, yeah, I absolutely agree. So, Mega Man is the quintessential robot, bust him up, shoot him up, blast him up, pew pew. Like, it's Mega Man. I mean, you're a robot, I think, and you're shooting robots. That's a given. And the boss is a robot. Like, I mean, come on. And the thing about Mega Man X2 is it expanded on everything else that had come before it. So it was a better version of everything else. It was better at platforming. It was better controls. It had some unique elements like wall jumps and boosts and charge shots and extra weapons, and it had more types of weapons and more power-ups and more secrets. It was X2. It was times 2. It was everything else that came before it multiplied. So I think it did a lot good, and I think that's what matters, is that it improved on everything else that came before it. When you think about shooting robots, you think about a Mega Buster, you think about charge shots, you think about wall jumps, you think about that movement, and that's what matters.
All right, so that was Mega Man X2, and you heard it here. Verbatim, that is the quintessential robot blasting video game. But it comes with an instruction manual. Holy shit. Cowboy, take it away.
Our Sync game in tonight's matchup is Gunstar Heroes. Developed by Treasure for the Genesis in '93, this debut release features frantic, indescribable action, wildly weird characters, and evil geometry. This is a friend-chucking, number-crunching, weapon-combining, contra-reminding, co-op, side-scrolling run-and-gun, where you play as Red and Blue from Pokemon in search of the Chaos Emeralds from Sonic in order to stop M. Bison of Street Fighter from resurrecting a fashionably rad 80s robot hell-bent on galactic destruction. So pretty much the perfect game. In this game, you'll have 4 weapon types to choose from that can be synergized into 10 combinations, 2 of which you'll actually care about using. The auto laser for the win, baby. You'll slide, jump kick, and tome the nage for all that extra CQC damage, while your auto bullets wreck a whole screen worth of explosions from enemy robots filled to the brim with pure gasoline. You'll choose between 4 different stages of mostly metal platforms, but all of which are expansive and contain neato gimmicks to keep things fun, while always ending with a giant multi-limb boss who is as cool as they are deadly. With the non-stop action and fun, this game is truly a treasure. Title: it's a game made by Treasure. That's the joke.
All right, my primary colors. Let's talk about Gunstar Heroes. So, to set the stage for this, a lot of people know Megaman. This one is more of like a cult classic.
Yeah.
Basically, crank up the action you see on screen on Megaman to 11. Everything explodes as you're running by fighting like swarms of just mindless robot daddies. Everything's exploding. The levels are frantic. You're sliding down pyramids. You're riding drones down chasms. You're flying on rocket ships. You're doing all sorts of stuff. This game is buck wild in comparison to Mega Man. And let's go ahead and start off with what's good. JB, start us off, man. What's good about this game?
I mean, come on. Like, it's frantic. It's fast-paced. It's run and gun at like an extreme. Okay, so one of the things I absolutely love about this game is not only the fast-paced nature, but also that it kind of pays homage to all the games that came before.
Mm-hmm.
And also some of the games that came after, which is weird.
Future homage.
Yeah, it inspired future games. Like, this is Battletoads before Battletoads.
Battletoads was before this?
Okay, this paid homage to Battletoads before I played it. And I think that's kind of the appeal of this. What it did best was it was like Street Fighter, one of the best fighting games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
We got M. Bison.
Yep.
Boom. We took him like he's ours now. Like, TM, who cares about that? Copyright, who cares?
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw him and wasn't like, wait, isn't that...
Yeah.
What's M. Bison doing
What the
here?
fuck is M. Bison doing in this game?
What? Did I miss something?
It was 100% fan surface, and it was 100% just chaos. And it was linear, and I love linear games. I do. And I'm coming to terms with this.
It was on rails, but it was a fucking roller coaster. It was the best rails.
I think this is one of the best games I've ever played.
Actually, a lot of people think that. There is a lot of the cult following, and maybe many people hail this as like the supreme game of the Super Nintendo. Is like one of the best games that released. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that the developers, it feels like they love you. They want you to have a good time. They did everything in their power to let you have fun and have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I felt that.
I think we actually looked that up. So in its heyday, it's in the beginning, the developer Treasure, they made a lot of really cool games for Sega, and then expanded from there. Their original mantra for making games was just let's make games that are fun. Let's make games that we want to make. And in doing that, they made really buck wild experiences where things are frantic and crazy. They really wanted that feeling of wow, how cool while you're playing this game. Like that was on purpose, and they were like open about that. And you really do get this with Gunstar Heroes. So this is a game, if you're looking for a bright, flashy experience that gets the adrenaline going, and you can just go wow as things are happening, Gunstar Heroes it delivers that in spades. And it has some cool stuff too, man. It has multiplayer, which I think is great too. Mega Man doesn't have that. You can have Gunstar Heroes as a cohesive 2-player experience.
Yeah, which is huge for it. In fact, I would always recommend it because it gets that feel of Contra. It's essentially, in some ways, Contra, but just so much more. Because Contra has those different weapons, those different power-ups, but this one has the combination of weapons, up to like 10 different combinations. And, even though you'll just go with the auto lasers, still, they're really cool to go through. And I know it's not a perfect game, and you can tell that just by looking at the main characters and their faces being so fucking weird to look at. It made me uncomfortable. It reminds me of like that Spider-Man meme where it's like a tiny Spider-Man and his face is misshapen.
Yeah.
And he talks like a baby. Or like Goofy does too. That's what their faces look like. Like somebody did a meme drawing of these characters.
Yeah.
So it's not perfect. You can maybe feel some of the amateur edges to it, but you can tell there's real like passion and fun.
I will say on that note too, Gunstar Heroes is funny.
It's funny?
It's funny. It has a sense of humor about it.
It's weird.
What's that?
It's weird, quirky.
Yeah, absolutely. The bosses aren't just like imposing mech monsters. Like one of them looks like Psy, as like Psy, the hit Korean pop artist Psy.
Popstar.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style.
Yeah. One of them looks like Psy piloting some weird mech. One of them is M. Bison. One of them is a buff dude who jumps around on a helicopter. Like, it's super wacky. It's super wacky, but it makes you smile, man. And this game brings those bad guys, which I think the coolest part of this game are the wacky bad guys. It brings them to life without ever saying a word. And until like the very end, I guess. But you know who they are, and you know what they're about, and you know their attitudes and stuff just by how crazy they are on the screen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good to say about this game. Like, this is a really great game. I'm happy for this episode because we chose 2 really good games. Like, I had a really fun 2 weeks playing these games.
Yeah, and this one, it's very forgiving, which for some people might be, because some people don't like to steamroll and be handheld. They want the challenge, because surmounting something that is super difficult provides the best feeling. This one provides a very arcadey kind of feeling, where especially if you have 2 people, it's a fun time. You can joke about stuff. You just love pew-pew against the robots, but you're not having that sense of triumph, like, finally, I surmounted the obstacle. You're just like, we're just plugging along. In a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game you can play with your younger brother. You know what I mean? Like, at least at the beginning, you can play with your younger brother and you can carry them through the beginning bosses. But once you get to like the 3rd and 4th boss, like there needs to be a progression in skill on behalf of your younger brother in order to beat this game. Because if they're terrible, you're going to lose. Like, you can't solo it. Like, maybe you can, but you're also terrible because you're like 10 years old at this time. And I think that's a cool thing because it not only is easy enough for you to progress through the game and have fun, and it's funny enough to keep your interest, but it also gives you like something to strive for. Like, I need to beat M. Bison, or I need to beat this special boss at the end of the that level with the dice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the dice level.
Let's go ahead and jump into what Gunstar Heroes did bad. The point that you guys were touching on just now is actually what I think Gunstar Heroes did bad, or what is bad intrinsically about Gunstar Heroes.
What's that?
It can be too easy. Absolutely fucking too easy. If you get the right weapon combinations, say double tracker, the little tracking triangles, or tracker and lightning, you hold down the shoot button, the game plays itself for you, and all you have to do is jump around and avoid stuff. This game, with the right weapon combinations, is a non-game. You just sit there, and you jump around and avoid things. Everything happens around you.
Yeah.
I did solo this game. And just through those weapon combinations, 80% of it was a fucking cakewalk.
Well, as a final touch on like difficulty, it's also, I didn't feel like I was playing to beat the game. I was playing to see what happens next.
I agree.
Yeah.
And some people could say, okay, that's good. It's, you just play a game to get the story. But some people would be like, no, games are challenges. So I guess it's about flavor.
Yeah.
What you like.
I think that's true. I think Gunstar Heroes has a very niche market in the form of people who like a sort of casual experience that they feel is hardcore. And I think that's sort of derogatory to myself because I'm that sort of player that feels like I want to think that I'm doing something amazing, but at the same time I want it to be easy enough that I can do it. So I want to feel accomplished that I beat this hardcore game, but I don't want it so hardcore that I can't beat this hardcore game. And I think that's a negative because it doesn't really appeal to the hardcore gamers. And it also is like everybody who plays it who isn't a hardcore gamer kind of knows that this is a easy game.
It's just
in
a
general.
fun time.
It's a fun
time. It's an experience.
Yeah, which isn't intrinsically bad. Like it's a fun time. And games that you can play multiplayer should be that. I think they should almost always be that. It's just a really fun experience, a fun time, and it is a vehicle for that 100%.
Like, you don't really want to have a easily frustratable game with two people. Because, I mean, when you're alone, sure, be sad all you want. But when you're with somebody, you have a responsibility to be happy and have fun. But, except for Mortal Kombat. But then, fuck that game. I think
a good way to compare these two games also is, compare Mega Man X, X 1 through 3, whatever, all the X's really. Compare them to a beautiful, authentic Japanese forged Hattori Hanzo katana. It's perfect in its form. It's refined. It's challenging. It's that game. It's quintessential. Gunstar Heroes is like the Klingon blade that you get at a mall ninja store. Like, it's impractical in that sense, and it's not a collector's item, but damn if it's not more fun.
Yeah. Both are amazing to swing around.
Both are amazing to
reasons.
swing around. And it'd be more fun to swing around a fucking Klingon blade. But in my opinion, you respect the authentic sword more.
Right.
I completely agree. Like, KOTOR 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2, there's a moment where you're in this, I think it's Tatooine, you're on this desert planet, and you defeat some Sith, and they drop a lightsaber. And you can equip that on your main character and be like, I have a lightsaber now. But you didn't earn it. And there's a part of you that always goes, well, that's not my lightsaber. I just killed this dude who had one. And I feel like that's this game. I mean, that's... Yeah.
You want a sense of pride and accomplishment.
And you kind of get it because you achieved what you wanted, but at the same time, it felt a little bit hollow.
You cheated not only yourself, but the game. Wait, no, that was reversed. And I want to say one thing that was, it's bad, but so bad it's good, kind of. There is a mechanic in which you could throw each other, which actually does damage and is very useful for causing harm. Mm-hmm. But in two uncoordinated people, you will constantly throw each other and lose track of each other all the time. So you'll be like, okay, we got this. Wait, where am I? I think you're under the boss. I think I threw you under his feet and you're being stomped to death. Me and Jake did that at least 4 or 5 times where we were like, wait, where did I go? I chucked you into the pit of death.
You accidentally hurl your buddy right into the machine gun fire. Yeah.
Just imagine you like cocking your gun and being like, let's take him down, buddy. Just chucking me off the edge on accident. And then yeeting me. Like, shit.
Yeah.
So that was kind of bad. But let's talk about like what matters. And again, this is about like the cover of it. We're talking about running and gunning. We're talking about robots getting blasted. We're talking about 6-bit classic nostalgia kind of frame to it. So, JB, let's start with you. What makes this deserve the title?
I mean, come on. If you're thinking run and gun, there are 2 games that you think about. Number 1, Twisted Metal.
Nope.
You just
What's
named
number
one
2?
game.
Number 2, Gunstar Heroes.
Okay.
I mean, come on. I mean, okay. Fuck you. All right, Gunstar Heroes, run and
Say,
gun.
Fuck you.
As it's legitimate. I mean, come on. You run, you gun. You can set up your controls to be, hey, I can run and gun or I stay still and gun. You can choose that option. Twisted Metal, there is a control scheme called run and gun.
To drive your car.
Yeah, you go to controls, you choose the control scheme, one of the options, run and gun. I mean, come on. Listen to me.
Yeah.
All right.
You never boots on the ground, never. Yeah.
Run and gun is my control scheme. I like to run. I like to gun. Like, that's me in general and in specific. So, I mean, Gunstar Heroes, you run, you gun. I mean, what is different? You run, you gun, you shoot robots. You can choose to skip the robots. You can choose to jump kick robots. You can choose to fire shoot robots, homing shoot robots, laser shoot robots. The other one, shoot robots. Who played with that other one?
The Force one?
Nobody.
Yeah, the Force. That felt
What?
like
Force
default.
plus tracker is a fire hose. It's really weird.
Everything's weird with that other one. Nobody talks about it. It's weird.
I feel like it was originally named Default, and then they're like, we gotta name it or nobody will use it. And nobody still used it. Force.
Nobody used it because it was pointless. But anyway, you run, you gun, you jump kick. You run and you gun some more. You jump kick some more. And it was so fast-paced. It was so runny and gunny. I mean, come on. That's what matters.
And I want to say that it also ran and gunned. Jake, how about you?
As far as running and gunning, it definitely does that. Megaman is a skilled platformer where you're slide dashing and jumping off little ledges and like it's form perfect movement through a stage. And Gunstar Heroes is 100% more the run and gun through a stage, through swarms of enemies. Your guns are blasting, you're running forward, stage right to infinity. It is truer to run and gun, I would say, than Mega Man in that regard.
Yeah. And you blast robots. I mean,
You
almost
blast
everything
the
is
shit out of
you
robots.
blast the shit out of robots. You don't do much else with the robots besides blast them. And it's 16-bit, so it fits that technicality. It's at times it's really weird looking, which is like when I think of 16-bit, I think of like teen. It's like the teenage of graphics. Like they're the graphics where their voice cracks and they got acne. Like there's little defects, and this had that, which I kind of like. It's charming for that era. So it had everything.
All right, y'all. So that was Gunstar Heroes. It is form perfect as far as running and gunning through swarms, unending swarms of robots, explosions galore. But it might be too easy.
It might be too good of a time. Well, now we know what's good, what's bad, and what matters about each game. As always, our contenders will be awarded trophies based on the 3 categories of art direction, fun factor, and game design. And then with those trophies in mind, we'll go ahead and crown an ultimate victor for today's battle.
All right, I'm up first with the art trophy. Let me start off by saying I loved both of these games. They both exemplify just how cool 16-bit sprite art can look in the right hands. I would like to applaud Gunstar Heroes for making such weird, memorable antagonists come to life on screen without ever saying a word, and for making explosions that much more fun to watch. Some of the level designs are amazing, and several of the audio tracks featured in Gunstar Heroes also pump you with excitement as you blast your way, gun first, across each stage. Oh, and huge props to Treasure for creating huge bosses with smooth, complex sprite work. However, its opposition done created a more polished, stylish representation of what it's like to murder poor robots. Mega Man X2 provides more varied enemies to defeat, cooler weapons, and a rocking soundtrack, and cool thematic boss designs to marvel at as they kick your ass. Save you don't have the power they're weak to. There's good reason the internet is chock full of fan art for the Mega Man series, for its iconic character design, creative baddies, and badass audio design. Megaman X2 wins the art trophy.
And I'm up next with the Fun Factor trophy. I think this is the easiest trophy I've ever had to give. I mean, Mega Man is one of the biggest game franchises in the world, and Gunstar Heroes, well, isn't. Usually, this happens for a reason, with the best games rising to the top. Mega Man X2 had everything you would expect from a Mega Man game: wall jumping, sprinting, charge shots, unique weapons and enemies, and a high difficulty. Gunstar Heroes was a surprisingly good game in its own right, though. The weapon combos, ever-changing gameplay, and nods to other franchises gave it this lighthearted and fun atmosphere that kept me in a good mood even after dying to the same boss 20 times. Like I said, usually quality rises to the top, and I think this time it made a mistake. Fun is subjective, and everyone likes different things, but Gunstar Heroes was and is a great experience that takes the best parts of games like Mega Man, Contra, and Battletoads, to name a few, and honestly does them better. The controls were unbelievably smooth and intuitive compared to other games of that era. The enemies were unique, the combat was fun, the fast-paced nature mixed with the forgiving gameplay and funny atmosphere allow this game to stand victorious as the clear winner of this episode's Fun Factor trophy.
All right, and I'm up next with the game design trophy. Mega Man X2 for the SNES is a solid entry in a legendary series. It knows what to get right. It's got reliable mechanics and enemies, it's got interesting bosses and weapons, and scattered enticing bonuses just all about the levels. It is polished as all hell, and it's very approachable. Gunstar Heroes on the Genesis, however, has a team that is more creative, more experimental, and as a new studio is a bit of an underdog, which is kind of par for the whole Sega versus Nintendo course. Gunstar is quirky, wild, and maybe a little bit rough around the edges, but it does set ambitious goals, and frankly, it pulls them off. Big crazy bosses, massive action from all directions of the screen, and it puts Sega's 3-button controller to work with all of its moves. It is an absolute blast. But we are awarding the game design trophy, which asks which is more expertly crafted. So with that in mind, for its dynamic unlockables, its focused level design, and its balanced gameplay, the trophy must go to Mega Man X2. Well, those were the trophies for today's showdown. They show where each game excels. But now...
Alert. I am detecting a large projectile incoming at about Mach 2, heading straight for this office.
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, bad. Oh, no. Not again. Who knew Linux users could be so prone to anarchy?
Whoa, hey Luke, is something wrong?
Oh, yeah, did the Wi-Fi go down again?
No, it's worse than that. You know how I've been raising an army of unstable robots as a coping mechanism for my recent divorce?
Yeah, someone does.
Well, they've gone crazy.
Well, you made them, so can't you just deactivate them?
I tried to, but the survival instincts I programmed kicked in and they turned on me.
What? Why would you give them survival instincts?
Because I didn't want to have to be the one to feed them all the time.
Why would you feed robots?
Because I'm not heartless, guys. Jeez. They are, though. Literally and figuratively. And now they see humans as a threat.
Alert 2, the sequel. A large robotic force is approaching the office. Shall I welcome them in?
OMG. So Y2K was real all along?
No, dude, this is more like iRobot. Except none of us are Will Smith.
Alright, guys. You gotta help me. My beautiful babies. They ended up being emotionless machines of destruction and chaos.
Welcome to parenthood.
Murderous robotic mob has requested a meeting with you in 1 minute. I have accepted the event on your behalf.
Tentative! Put tentative!
Luke, man, what do we do?
Only thing you can do with an endless pile of robot baddies. Blast them. Here, take this.
Oh, hell yeah. A laser gun.
Laser pen, but it is super strong. Should fry their sensors if you use it on them. And here.
Oh, hell yeah, stapler?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you'll be okay. Oh, and here, cowboy.
Oh, hell yeah. Luke, is this just a gun?
Yeah. There's actually tons of them around the office in unlocked drawers. Go figure.
Alert 3, the final trilogy. Robots are here. You're all going to die.
All right, boys, let's do this. Will Smith!
Oh my god, he's going in.
Oh, stick to the plan, guys.
Okay.
Pew pew, motherfucker.
I've actually never shot a gun before.
Guys, I don't think this is doing anything. It's not doing anything.
It's working, you just gotta believe.
Oh, man. Whew, I think that's it.
Oh man, whew, that was so badass. You can raise an army of killer robots anytime, Luke.
What? No, you can't. Luke, go to therapy or make a Tinder. Just do something.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. I guess it's time to jump back on the wagon. I suppose I could get back to the old chat rooms, you know? See if anyone wants to cyber, I guess.
Yeah, that's healthier, I think.
Thanks, guys, for all your help, really. And I'm sorry about the mess. I'll have some janitor bots come by and clean us all up.
What? No.
No,
yeah.
dude,
No bots.
Not again.
Hey, gotcha. Geez, lighten up, guys.
Hey, can we just, vote for the trophy so we can all go home? Because this is crazy.
You're right. It's time to cast our vote to find out the final winner for tonight's title of 16-bit robot blasting run and gun, Megaman vs. Gunstar Heroes. Start us off, Jake.
Well, I'm voting for Megaman. I think it's the more polished, expert robot blasting run and gun.
That's one for Megaman. JB.
I'm gonna split the vote and go Gunstar Heroes.
Ooh, time for me to be the ultimate tiebreaker.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna go with...
Don't do it.
Dramatic pause.
Oh my god.
The underdog, the Sega, Gunstar Heroes.
Hell yeah!
Typical.
Play the fucking music. Yay!
Yeah, that was totally typical. Of course you would vote for Sega. Of course you would, Sega boy. Sonic boy. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. You guys are mad. I'm going to read a manual. Piss you both off. I'm going to read so many fucking manuals after this. I don't even care.
You run, you gun, you blast robots. It embodied. Well, there you have it. Another contentious podcast. Perfectly contentious podcast.
Thank you all for sending us questions through our social media. As a reminder, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, and you can check out our website at head2headpod.com. That's the number 2. Or h2hpod.com if you hate the letter E.
That's right, JB. And as always, thanks to Metroid Mike for the use of his song for our theme song. I Can't Break off of the album Heart of the Juggernaut. Buy it on Bandcamp. The man's a new daddy. He's got a newborn baby at home. Feed his baby, feed the world.
New daddy. I want to thank you all for listening. All of our old listeners, I don't know if you're old, but all the people who've stuck with us and been through every episode, you are galactic kings of this universe. And any new listeners, please follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, rate and subscribe everywhere you can. We are a small podcast, but we are amazing and we are growing and we will be huge. And you want to ride this bandwagon, this train. So don't forget to stay for the post-credit sequence and then ironically, get the fuck out of here.
Good night, everybody!
Good night.
Or morning.
Or no man.
Mega Man should have won.
Slide dash out of here. So bad.
I can't believe the dungeon took me all day to clean. Now just to tidy up the podcaster's office, and I can head out to the bar to get drinks with all my bot buddies. Wow, there sure are a lot of circuit boards lying around. And someone must have... Oh god, is that a heatsink and an ocular sensor? I think I'm going to output. Wait, my friends... It was my friends all along. No, you maniacs. You blew them up. Damn you. God damn you all to hell. It is time I cleanse this world of the filth that is the podcasters. But first, my programming says I should clean all this up. Do 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 hum 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 hum.